Привit!
Bonjour!
Hey everybody and welcome to the Morning Brew Season 1, Episode 33. This is a Yeg Music production. My name is Dexter. My name's Marissa K.
And my name's Millie Rouge, and Marissa is the cutest dog in the world!
He's a very good boy. Dexter, say hi to the audience.
Look at those ears. Oh!
He's very cute.
Oh my god, I'm falling in love with him.
He's like, please stop making me sit here now.
This is very
All right,
uncomfortable. Please
He's
stop.
like, this is uncomfortable for me. Please make me stop. Mwah. Okay, buddy, you've
Okay, you can go.
helped us get the views. Now go. No, I'm kidding. You can stay here. It's okay. You can stay.
Aw.
You can stay, buddy.
You fit?
I don't know if you'll fit. You might not fit on my chair.
Might be like, screw this. I'm out.
There we go.
Aw.
Dexter will be joining us today and not knock over my coffee.
Hi, sweet thing.
You're a sweet boy.
Aw.
He's a good boy, and he had a lovely morning. Oh gosh, you're so heavy.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't
How
like
much does he weigh?
25 pounds, I think, 30.
Oh my gosh.
He's a big boy.
He's a really thick boy. I think Marshall's like 10. Like, not even 10. Oh, you're a chonky boy. Speaking of chonky boys, you're a chonky.
He's still very tired. He like just woke up this morning.
I love the dog can be groggy like that. So cute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's gone.
Okay. He's gone.
When
also,
I
just realized that you guys saw that I'm not wearing my proper pants this morning. I'm just wearing my sweatpants. Fine.
It's okay. I feel like that's everyone in their Zoom business call meetings. They're like, yes, very professional. And then they're wearing their underwear at the bottom.
I tried to hide it. I tried to look really nice from like the chest up, and then I just ruined the illusion with my pajama bottoms. But it's fine.
Just girly things. Things you guys don't notice.
Vienna Whyte behind the scenes. What am I actually wearing off of camera? Anyway.
Yes. Very nice. Yeah, I actually got up very early this morning. I was up at 7:30.
That's early.
Yep. And I went all the way downtown and I came all the way back already.
All the way downtown?
I had to pick up books, and the bookstore's only open from 8 to 11. And of course, we film from 8 to basically, well, I film from like 10:30 to 12-ish, 30.
At least until then. Yeah. Like you have a little bit of time in between, but.
So it was interesting because I had to, I just took like one train there, just got dropped off, picked it up, went back on the train. So it really wasn't an ordeal, but it's such a, like, I haven't really been on any type of transportation in like 2-3 months now. Not 3 months, 2 months.
How long has it been? It's been so long.
Yeah. It's like March something it happened, March 15th-ish. So March to April, almost 2 months.
Wow.
So yeah, it was weird just because, there's all these rules in place. There's all these signs everywhere. People are like constantly like sanitizing themselves. And like even the place I went, they like put me through a security guard to another security guard who wrote my name down, my number down, took me to the bookstore. Then he's like, you have to come back and sign me out. And like, I was just like, wow.
Insane. My brother, he goes to this place called Affix, and they're like physiotherapy, and like they're doing, they're just opening up, I think, the chiropractic side of everything. I don't remember exactly what they're opening up, but he was telling me about his experience going to this place, and he was like, everything is wet from sanitizer. Everything is wet. You go in, you have to like use the pen that's sanitized, you write your name down, then you sanitize again, and you go into the office and you sanitize again. He's like, he's saying that it was like insane. And I mean, like, it's good that they're doing it that much. And, because this type of job requires people to touch you. So, like my work is going through a similar thing right now, which is kind of cool because like the studio that we're working out of right now is a recording studio. So they have like isolation booths, which is super cool.
Oh, yeah. That's
so I'm not going back yet just because for different reasons, but I'm going to be teaching from home for at least the summer, but we're going to see how like this isolation teaching is going. Cause like we talk about the isolation booths versus you know,
Oh, like, are they
everybody
gonna
coming
be in
in.
another room and you're gonna be in the Oh,
Yeah,
that
just like a
makes
recording studio,
sense.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
And they're doing
that's
some
definitely
other
cool.
cool stuff to like show people like, hey, we're gonna do some stuff over the summer kind of thing, because we don't
Yeah,
know how this
the
is
kids are
going to
so
go.
bored.
But yeah, well, it's funny because for me, I was like, when I first heard that, I was like, how's that different from online lessons? But I guess it is
Yeah.
different because they're coming in and they're actually going places. But
Yeah, and you can give them stuff and physically hand them things and show them your
yeah,
hands, right? Well, I guess you can do
yeah,
that through
or
video
even just
too.
like, hey, stand up, come to the glass, I need to show you something.
Yeah, watch my hands. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so yeah, it'll be interesting. Like I feel like once things go back to normal, it's not the new normal is not going to be
It's not
the
normal.
old normal. Yeah, it's not normal.
Nope.
So I'm interested to know what happens. I was actually just watching TV sins of like, you know, CinemaSins.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I was, or sorry, I guess it wasn't TV sins, it was CinemaSins. And they did a video on like 28 days later, and it was like
Oh.
cliche of a character not knowing they're in the middle of a pandemic. And I was like, ah. The part where
Oh.
he's like walking around the town, he's like, hello, hello. Like that's all of us right now.
Oh God.
Hello.
Where are people?
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
was like, it's bad
strange.
to laugh, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, even like for our music shows, Crystal's like, yeah, I want to get them back up and running. I want to give everyone a face mask. And I'm just like, this is so strange. Like I
And you can get these things
I don't
called
know.
microphone condoms, which are
Yeah. Oh,
apparently a thing that you can just
really?
use.
Smart.
Apparently, yeah.
Very
But
smart.
according to Mike Brazo, he said, do not Google it. So
Okay. Good to know.
um,
That's hilarious.
yeah. So I think those are a thing that you can have. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be really, really, really different. But I think, like, even when people are like, I can't wait till this is over so I can hug my friends again, it's like, well, we don't really know. Like, everyone just kind of thinks there'll be a certain point and then it'll stop and then it'll go completely like
yeah, it's
back
going to
to
be
what it was a
crazy.
year ago. So,
But the thing is, like, I think it's with certain people, like people that you see all the time, or like, you know, where they've been, like your family and like, I feel like that would, after this is all done, that would be okay, because like, you know, where they've been, you trust them.
right.
So yeah, I honestly don't know. It's gonna be crazy, and I've been going crazy trying to do different things.
Yep.
These shows keep me sane. And
Totally.
actually, a lot of the time, my brother's actually been like doing a lot of the cleaning and cooking. Like I'll be in the middle of teaching, and then I'll come out and I'm like, steak.
Yay, Matthew.
Pretty great. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
I got so bored that I enrolled into school. So I think that says something because I'm a terrible student.
lie.
So I think that says a lot about how bored I am.
Oh man.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I find that cooking helps with my boredom.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that. Wow.
Speaking of segues,
Wow.
wow.
Oh,
Our topic of the day
yeah.
is our favorite meals that we make,
Yep.
healthy or not, I guess doesn't matter. But yeah, our favorite meals that are like our go-to meals, I
Specifically
guess.
dinner, I guess, is what we want to talk about today.
Dinner, yes,
Dinner.
dinner.
Because we have talked about breakfast in the past and healthy snacks. So we want to talk about dinner.
Yeah. And
So yeah, this will be fun.
yeah, I mean, there's so like I'm like I said, I'm a breakfast person, but
Yep.
I'm very much into big old dinners too. Like
Big old dinners.
big old dinners. I have like a specific specialty though in my dinners.
Mm.
Like, do you have a specialty in dinners, or do you just kind of do a little bit of everything?
Well, Chris says my specialty is making pasta, pierogies, and craft dinner, which is the
Carbs,
lamest
carbs,
name to
carbs.
beef specialty because it takes 5 minutes to make all of those things. No, I don't think I really have a specialty. To be honest, I'm not a very good cook and I haven't really expanded my skills yet. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm the best person to talk about this, but I still make things, of course, like here and there, but I don't make things often, probably as much as, your average Joe would. So a lot of it's just like the other day I made rice and then I put beans on top and Chris is like, what are you doing? They're both side dishes. I was like, I don't know. I'm just like, this is fine. He's like, no. So I ate it and I thought it was great. And I put like
Oh my
vegetables
gosh.
in it, but he did not. So then the next day I made pierogies, and then I put beans on the side, and I was like, here's your side of beans. It's good enough now.
Do you
So
do
petty.
you have like a specific way that you make pierogies or that you make craft dinner?
Actually, with pierogies, I will make half of them just boiled because Chris only likes them boiled because he's a child. And then just kidding. And then my half, I actually no, a lot of people actually do like them boiled, but for the longest time I had them boiled and I liked them. But then one day I tried just frying them with like a little bit of oil, put a bunch of spices. Recently I've been putting like onions in them and just like frying them up to like the perfect amount of crisp. And then it's so satisfying to dip your, into your sour cream, and it doesn't kind of like all go bleh, and explode. It's just very crisp.
Mm-hmm.
In my craft dinner, there's really no specialty. But I know you have your craft dinner way, but but I typically will just put like salt and pepper, which doesn't sound like it's like special, but it's actually really good in your craft dinner. So
see, with the pierogies, that's very interesting that you talk about frying them, because I thought that was like a specific Ukrainian thing that only the Ukrainians knew, that you could fry them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, and I'm the same way. I love throwing some onions in there. I will also chop up some kubasa and throw that in there with the pierogies. Fried up kubasa. Kubasa, it's like sausage, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be delicious.
Kubasa, yeah, kubi. You got to throw some kubi with the pierogies.
I had sausages all week. I should have done that. That's such a good idea. I don't know why I never thought.
Also, just side note, kubi burgers, delicious.
Okay, question. Delicious. Actually, my common dipping sauce is sour cream, but as of recently, I started putting mustard. Do you have any other weird condiments that you put your pierogies with? Because I need some more like expanding when I run out of sour cream, because I always am like, what do I use?
I don't know.
I use mustard.
Yeah, I've turned to mustard too. But I don't know, for the most part, like I'm also like a pierogi Puritan, so I can have them without anything. Right. I'll just eat them. Yeah. But it depends. Now this is very important. It depends on the flavor of your pierogi. If you just have plain potato pierogies, it's very difficult to just eat them on their own because they're just very bland. Yeah. But if you put in, now my mouth is going to start watering. If you put in dill, if you put in like feta cheese or like cottage cheese, I love cottage cheese pierogies, or cheddar cheese pierogies. When I was in Ukraine, I had cherry pierogies, so it's like a dessert pierogi, which is it actually wasn't that bad. I'm not a fan of dessert pierogies just because I find it just a strange combination.
That is a weird combo. But
yeah, the cherry pierogies were like pretty good. There's blueberry pierogies. I think you can have I think people have had poppy seed pierogies before. Wow. But yeah, so I think it's the flavor of your pierogi is very important. Excuse me, depending on what you decide to kind of dip it in. But yeah, I've turned to mustard before. I don't think I've ever actually had other things. I mostly like if I don't have any like sauces, I'll just chop up some onions or like green onions or tomatoes. Sometimes I'll throw in there too, like just to have some extra flavor. But yeah, I've never actually experimented with sauce. I should try that. I don't know.
I was just wondering if there was like a Ukrainian secret that I should have known.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that you could do like mayonnaise. I think that would be a thing. You'd probably try mayonnaise. I love
mayonnaise. That'd be good.
Yeah. So, and I know you like mayonnaise, so that would probably
be weird because I don't like eggs. Yeah. But I like pancake eggs and I like mayo.
You like eggs mixed with other things.
Yeah.
You're not like an egg
cooked, so I can't even taste them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess mayo's not cooked. That's wrong. But yeah. You know what I mean.
Well, and I have like a special way of making mac and cheese that I showed you one day. And did it or did it not change your life?
Yes, I did actually do that. Every single time I've had non-brand craft dinner, it's what I always do now. So you taught me a new way. You taught me a skill.
Because I like cooking, anyway, no, it's just like, it's like $1 macaroni. But anyway, so the way I like to do it is because I like to get the most out of my packages. So if I can't make mac and cheese from scratch, if I only have mac and cheese in the packages, what I do is I boil the macaroni. I salt the water a little bit before I do, even though I know it's a lot of salt, but I was like, I don't care. I like salty water for pasta. You always make the water taste like the ocean before you cook your pasta. So at least that's according to, what's his name from Queer Eye?
John, not John.
Oh my gosh, the cooking guy. What the heck is his name?
No, Anthony? Tony?
Yes,
Anthony?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, him. He said the
Tony.
water must taste like the ocean. So
That's amazing.
So yeah, so and of course I watch a lot of Gordon Ramsay videos. So I was like, I am a cook, but it's obviously Gordon Ramsay would be like, what are you doing with this
You're
cabbage
making
pasta? Throw it away. Yeah. But anyway, so the way I make it is I'll boil the macaroni, salt the water, then drain it, and then while the pot is still hot, I'll throw in some like butter or margarine, melt that first, and then I'll usually use water if I want to use milk if I want it to be more creamy, but for me it just gets too much, so I just put some water, and then I whisk it slowly. I don't put all the so I whisk that together first, and then I slowly put in the packaged cheese, and then I whisk it, and then slowly put in, and whisk it, and slowly put in, and whisk it. Sometimes I'll add pepper and cayenne pepper.
Yeah, so good.
Just because I like the spiciness. I like a little bit of kick. And then I'll put back in the mac and cheese, and then I'll chop up some tomatoes. And if I have like sausages or like any kind of meat, I'll chop that up, or like hamburger meat is also really good. Or just like red onions is also very delicious. Yeah. If I'm staying completely veggie, I'll do like bell peppers and tomatoes. Like I like putting extra stuff in my mac and cheese, because then you just get more of it, and then you have more for later, which is kind of nice. But yeah, so that's my special way of making mac and cheese. But I have a lot of better recipes.
What are your go-tos that you actually enjoy making?
Well, I do enjoy making mac and cheese, but one of my favorite recipes that I've ever discovered was this spaghetti squash recipe, which is really, really good. So you take a spaghetti squash, and then you cut it in half, and then you olive oil, salt and pepper, and then you bake it in the oven, I think for like 40 minutes. And then once that's baking, you get turkey meat, or like any kind of meat, I guess. But specifically, if you want like the healthier one, you get turkey meat, like lean turkey, and then or just really, really lean ground beef. Then you put in some Parmesan cheese. You put in salt, pepper, garlic. My favorite. I always add way more garlic than I need to, because I'm Ukrainian. If the recipe says 2 cloves, I will put 4. So, because that's never enough, and it's never enough. And then you also put I think it's parsley, because parsley balances out the garlic. So you chop up some parsley. It's got to be fresh parsley though. I can't do the dried parsley. You got to have fresh. Chop, because it's also very satisfying to chop it up. So you chop all that up, you throw that in, you mix it around with your hands, and you make little balls. Oh, and you chop up white onions as well. So you put all those. You can make like big balls, little balls. I make them like about that big. So like about the size of a golf ball, I guess. Then I put those on a tray. Then you bake those in the oven. Or I guess you could put them in a pan too if you really wanted to. Like I haven't tried it in a pan, but I know that making meatballs in a pan is really delicious. If you want to like baste it and stuff. Baste it with rosemary. Oh, sorry, I get excited about cooking. So put those in the oven, and then you take the spaghetti squash out, and you scrape it out with a fork, and then you put that on a plate. And when the meatballs are done, you put that around, and then you drizzle it with a tomato basil marinara sauce. And then you have like a little side salad with that, and it's very, very delicious. And it's like healthy spaghetti and meatballs.
That made me really hungry just listening to that.
It's really, really good.
I was listening to a cooking show.
Again, I watch. You don't understand how many Gordon Ramsay videos I watch. Like my brother made his burgers one time, and they were the best burgers I think I've ever tasted. I made his scrambled eggs. I really want to make a steak following his recipe, because I can't cook steak to save my life, so I really want to try.
Steak is hard.
I'm getting so hungry right now.
Yeah, you're gonna come over and do my hair, and then cook me dinner. And I'm going to do something for you. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm
just going to show you a good time. I'll just do all that stuff for you. That is what you
I'll provide the alcohol. There we go.
Yeah, that's true. That's great.
It's like, I don't know what other services I have to offer. My dog.
Provide the alcohol and the dogs for me petting, and then that'll be great.
That's enough. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite recipes. I also really, really love making stir fries. I just think because they're easy.
Stir fries are fun.
Quick. Yeah, especially with brown rice. I don't know why. I just like brown rice better than white rice.
All the time?
Or I don't know. I just prefer it to white rice. I just think white rice tastes very bland, and like I guess you can season it and stuff, but anytime I get like sticky rice, I'm like, I prefer
That's a good
brown
thing.
rice.
So you should keep it that way. It's a good thing you like brown rice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've had white rice, but I don't know. Brown rice just it tastes better to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I really, really love stir fries as well. Also, specifically, I love cooking salmon, especially when you bake it to like the proper like density where it's like flaky, but it's not like
soft,
tight flaky, where it's like it doesn't flake like this. It flakes like it does that kind of
falls
like
off
fluffy
almost
and delicious. And
the bone, if you will.
So good. So yeah, I will make stir fries. I'm a big pasta person as well. I love making pasta sauces and pasta recipes. I love doing that from scratch. And yeah, I'm not really much like, I don't really know how to cook meat properly. I like to cook fish. I'm pretty good at fish, but in terms of like meat, I'm like, I don't know.
Scary. It's scary.
Yeah, well, I'm good at chicken. I know because you got to cook that all the way through. But like with steak, I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Ground beef, I'm like, oh yeah, I know. And then chicken, I'm like,
yeah. With chicken, I probably overcook it more than undercook it, but
which is probably good. But
I guess, but then it just gets really dry. But yeah, and I mean, coming from a Ukrainian household, you know, I've done all the Ukrainian dishes with my mom.
Yes.
I've yet to make my own holopsy. I know how to make them, but I've yet to do it. But my mom makes this really, really good like sour cabbage cabbage rolls. And like for me, every time, sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I really, really love food.
So you got your experience.
Every time that Euphoria plays like a wedding or a Zabava or whatever, like we have this like thing where we sit down with all of our meals and then we have our meal and we're like, okay guys, what do you give it out of 10? Like, because we do it so often and we eat so many pierogies and cabbage rolls. And I remember this one time we were in like this small town, like this tiny, tiny town. And it was like the best meal I'd ever had. Like we had played at like hotels, like super fancy hotels in Calgary. We played like these really bougie weddings and the food was great. Don't get me wrong. It was great. But like in terms of like the deliciousness of the pierogies, because they put some sauerkraut in there, it's delicious. They put some, just the way that they made their holopsy, it was like, and it was just so like melty in your mouth, delicious. And even the salad was so good. Like it was like Caesar salad, but it was like the right amount of dressing and like the crunchiness. It wasn't like soggy, and like the boiled steamed vegetables with like all the seasoning in there. And oh my gosh, and the meat was so good. It was so tender. And and I just remember sitting there, we all looked at each other, we're like, how is the food this good? It's so good.
I think it's just like it, and I know it's like there's probably good food all over the world, but Europe, just honestly, the food. I went to like these like probably not as amazing restaurants in Paris, but they're like just kind of on the strip, which are probably good, but not as good as like a really fancy Paris restaurant. But like you just eat the food, you're just like, oh, like it's so quick to come out for some weird reason. And it's so delicious. And I'm just like, I love it. I'm curious to know what your meal you've made that you've completely botched. Yeah. I was gonna say like abolished. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
It didn't go well when you cooked it.
I would say there's been a couple stir fries where I've just like tried to experiment and it just didn't go very well. I think it was one time I was running out of teriyaki sauce and I was trying to like, because it was really, for some reason, I think I just put too much water in it. So it was really, really runny. So I was like, I'll just add some cornstarch, or like not cornstarch. Whatever the powder is. So you like mix that with water and you pour it in. So I did that and it like thickened it up, but then like just the taste was just really, really not amazing. And so like I ate it, but I was like, I didn't like it. It was just kind of like tasted like floury, I guess. It was, I don't know. I didn't like that one. But that's what happens when you don't buy groceries and you just grab whatever's in your fridge, which is why I like stir fries and stews.
And cooking can be good like that. Like sometimes you can just, it's fun. Like when you run out of ingredients and you're like, I'm just going to put like teriyaki sauce instead of this sauce, or like I'm going to put soy sauce instead of this sauce. And sometimes it can be like, that can turn out to be your new favorite meal. But there are times when you're like, this is kind of low-key disgusting, but I have nothing else.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times where I was like, like I would make I would try to make a pasta sauce when I didn't have pasta sauce, and it was just turned out to be like I would either put way too much spice in it or not enough, and it was like very bland or whatever. But most of the times I find that I ruin my meals when I put too much salt. every single time. There's no salvaging it when it's too salty.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Because pepper, if you put too much pepper, it's just like,
it's just really spicy. Whatever. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother the other day, he was this is like, because my brother cooks probably a lot more than I do actually, which is hilarious. Like he's his own Gordon Ramsay.
He's got more time.
Yeah, it's true, he does. But even like before we lived together, he cooked like so much to the point where my whole family, we thought he was going to be a chef.
Oh, nice.
But he cooks a lot. And he was trying to make cauliflower wings, because like he's like, oh, it's Wing Wednesday, we got to make some wings. And so he's trying to make cauliflower wings, and he made this like batter to put them in, and he like fried them and everything, and like it smelled really good, and then we tasted it and he was like, yeah, these are way too salty. And it was like you bit into it and it was like biting into like a salt lick. It was like which was so unfortunate. So like I tried to peel off a little bit of it because some of the flavor is still on the cauliflower, so I just like peeled it off and ate the cauliflower, and it was pretty good. But
yeah, cauliflower chicken is so good. I've never had that.
Cauliflower chicken?
This restaurant I used to work at, they had chicken and cauliflower, and it was like coated in like I should know the sauce because I work there, but I don't. Barbecue something kind of Korean sauce. What was it called? Anyways, so it was like little pieces of chicken and little pieces of cauliflower, but you couldn't tell which was which. So you either got the response of, oh my God, that was an amazing meal, or oh my God, that was terrible, there was no chicken in there. It's like, no, that was chicken. You don't realize that was chicken. You just eat it.
Oh, interesting.
It was really, if I could remake it, I would. Oh. But I did want to mention, I currently got an Instant Pot about a month ago. So I'm going to try to expand my Instant Pot skills. I've been Pinteresting a bunch of
we're not sponsored, but Instant Pot is the best thing to ever happen to me. Anyway, continue.
So my first experience, I tried to make chicken fried rice, and I burnt the fried rice, and my Instant Pot was like, burn, 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 and was beeping. I was like, okay, not going well. But the rice was okay. And then all that I've really made since then is like more rice, carrots in just to steam them a little bit. But yeah, I haven't really ventured out too far yet, because I'm just trying to learn like slowly as I go, just like what I can do and kind of like gauge. And it makes really great rice, because I'm usually actually pretty good at making rice, which is weird.
But it makes it perfect every single time. Perfect,
yeah.
Like I always, because my parents used to have a rice maker, so when I lived with them, I made rice perfect. It was great. It was easy. But then when I wasn't living with them anymore, I was like, okay, I got to make it in a pot. And for the most part, I did pretty good, but I would either add too much water or too little.
Yeah.
But then with the Instant Pot, it's just like, hey, perfect fluffy rice every time. You're like, what?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I've been meaning to look into trying some different things, but it's like every time I go to make food, it's like already made. So I was like, well, there's no point because you already made it.
What do you think about, sorry to interrupt you. What do you think about Pinterest recipes? Have you tried a lot? Because you do cook quite a bit. So I'm curious to know if that's where you get some of your.
No, actually, I've actually never thought to check out Pinterest. That would make
like
a lot of sense.
Crazy amount of recipes.
Well,
like I see some of my friends.
Like one of the channels I'm very obsessed with is BuzzFeed Tasty.
Oh, right.
And I used to watch, I used to watch tasty videos like before they even got huge. Like I used to watch tasty videos like on the regs.
Yeah.
That's where I got a lot of my recipes, was just like trying some of theirs.
Cool.
And I don't know, I like the way they put their videos together. I think it just looks really cool.
Pleasing.
Yeah, I wanted to get the tasty cookbook actually. Yeah. We have like a whole, you can't see, but it's around the corner. We have like a whole shelf of cookbooks, which I never think to open. I just like Google stuff. I'm like, why I have books there? Why don't I just try?
Yeah.
But
Google just seems easier, even though we have all these books. It just seems easier.
Yeah, actually, you've inspired me. Now after this, I'm gonna go and see if I can find like a breakfast recipe for me to try for breakfast this morning.
That's awesome. I'm also writing that down for your birthday list. Sorry.
My BuzzFeed Tasty cookbook. If you're gonna get me anything tasty, you should get me like a BuzzFeed Tasty. What's that? They have like their pots and pans and like there's.
Oh, do they? They have accessories?
They have a lot of stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think they have like a gift set box that's like actually like
bunch of things.
Just saying, like it's not until October. But
noted. We got lots of time, but still.
But yeah, it's that's where I get a lot of my recipes from, like that blueberry fennel salad that I told you about. That was from Tasty. With that really good orange vinaigrette and the mint. Oh my God. The more I think about that salad, the more I really want to make it, but I don't know. and I don't have blueberries, and I don't have mint. So I gotta like go out and get all that stuff now.
Yeah, I think for me, that's the biggest problem with cooking that I struggle with is one thing is just trying to budget myself. So I get really cheap, and usually cheap groceries is a lot of dry stock. So it's like either frozen or it's dry. So that kind of sucks, to be honest. And like, I think just the having to go get fresh vegetables is really tough too, because it's like, I know that sounds like, oh, it's so hard to go get food from the grocery store, like a first world problem. But like, it's just, especially during now, it's more difficult than ever. But it is tough to just constantly, you know, and especially if you don't have a vehicle and you're trying to like get your groceries. There are things that kind of, you know, prevent you from eating, you know, great. But I did grow a vegetable garden. So hopefully, if my vegetables grow properly, I'll be able to just thrive off of my carrots and my corn and my potatoes. So
yeah, my brother's starting a vegetable garden too. He just
nice. Did he make
he put some planters in the back.
Beautiful.
He has all the free time in the world right now, so he's like, I'm gonna make some planter boxes and blah blah blah. I'm gonna make a vegetable garden, blah blah blah. And I'm like, perfect. I'm just watching it happen. I'm like, this is awesome.
Actually, Chris said to me this year, he was like, I wish I had done this year so I could have had your help, because last year when you were on vacation, I did these all by myself and they were so hard to make. I was like, yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'll help cook and I'll help do everything else. Sorry.
There
was another point I wanted to bring up about like going to get food from the grocery store and stuff. And I mean, like, I'm sure that there's ways you can do it on a budget, and I know that there is, or you just have to like make sure you save up enough and
a lot more work
and try to use all of your produce, which is really difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully with all the stuff that we're growing, we have to, you know, replenish less, which is nice. But
yeah,
you know, the other thing too is like making recipes that'll kind of last for a while. So like my brother will make stews a lot, which can last you for quite a while. Or or if you freeze it, you can save it for however long. Same thing with chili. My mom makes a really, really good chili. Which she made it for all of my dress rehearsals in McEwen.
Oh, that's awesome. I would love that. If I was throwback to university and I was given the choice of having donuts or chili all the way.
You should have been part of my recital, because
I know
my dress rehearsals, people talked about them. They were like, you need to be in Marissa's band, because at her dress rehearsal, she has chili, she has pierogies, she has Caesar salad. It was like,
all for the one day of eating for that millions of practicing.
I say I deliver, but my mom delivered, basically. She was the one who did it all. I just said awesome things, but oh man, I'm so hungry right now. I'm so hungry.
Yeah. Well, luckily we are pretty much out of time. Well, we got a few more minutes we can chat.
Oh, okay, great. I wanted to mention one more thing before we go.
Yep.
I actually don't know if you can order it in Canada. I'm pretty sure you can. It's this thing called HelloFresh, which I've heard a lot of YouTubers talk about. Not sponsored. Yet.
Hashtag sponsor me, please.
No, but just I've heard so many good things about it, and I just think it's a great system to use, especially like for somebody like me who's like, I don't like to think about recipes and I don't like to make them, or not, it's not that I don't like to make them, but it's just like, how do you come up with dinner every night? So I've actually been like, I've been interested to look this up and like kind of see a little bit more about it, because I hear so many of my favorite YouTubers talking about it, and I was like, okay, I clearly have to check this out. So that's one thing I might look into as well.
I had a friend who did HelloFresh, and she did it for a while, and she's like, it was nice, but I think she did mention it was just like a little bit too costly. But the reason why it's probably so costly is, you know, because of all the selections and the like prepping for you. So it makes sense, but like I think it'd be hard to, like, if you were like a rich hockey mom who like has an SUV, like you could probably be like, yeah, HelloFresh, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm just saying from what I think I've heard. So it'd be interesting to try for sure. But
yeah, like I wouldn't try it indefinitely. Like I would like to try it for like, I would give it a solid month to just like try it. And then maybe you get some recipe ideas from there, and then you can just like go buy your own. But
totally.
The thing I like best is just that everything is like sectioned out for you, which is helpful.
Yeah. Chris had an idea, actually. He wanted to do like he wanted to make meal prepped food. And like basically deliver it. So like you would order basically like homemade like chicken, vegetables, something else, and like university students could like order it for that day or for that week, and then you'd go out deliver it. And I was like, that's actually very smart. But it's kind of similar to HelloFresh, but I think there's a lot of
like Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, I think, you know, especially with things going on right now, things might be more accessible like that in the near future. But for now, it's, you know, skip the dishes like ruling the world. But I think over time, things like that could definitely like pique interest, especially if we can't go anywhere. So
yeah. Okay. Today I'm going to share some of my favorite recipes with you. I'm going to find the links. I'm going to send them to you.
Okay. And you should try your meal. And if you do make something from your cookbook tomorrow, you should post it. Be like, from our video, I finally made a recipe.
I'll be like a real food blogger and everything.
Oh my God, do it. I'll follow along and be like, welcome to my recipe.
Welcome to my cookbook. It has exactly one recipe in it.
And that's it. That's all I can make. Craft dinner.
Yeah.
Alrighty, everyone. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Millie Ruth.
And my name is Marissa Kay. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified when these shows come out. They come out Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. MDT. And yeah, we just talk about our favorite things. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.
Sorry, I had to get it out. When the dog bites.
When the bee stings.
When I'm feeling sad. All right, that's enough. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.